So, it's project time. We've now finished all the content. If you don't have one of these, no. You can follow on your page. If you don't have a page, I'll give you another one. I'll give you one later, after class. I've got more. Okay, so marketing plan project, 20% of your year mark. There are two phases. Phase A is 10%, phase B is also 10%. Let's read together. Top left. Marketing planning is one of the most important skills that a marketing professional needs to master. It forms a fundamental part of marketing management and acts as the logical first step to any marketing program. It is thus crucial that you are able to weave together all the various marketing elements that you learn this year into a holistic and strategic whole. This project acts as a practical way of helping you to learn to do just that. So, you've now done various aspects of marketing this year, but now you need to learn how to combine them all together into a marketing plan. It's no use you just know each of them individually. You need to know how to combine them. As a marketing person, whenever you do any marketing project, you always develop a plan first. Okay? Now, considering that most of you are new to marketing and you are students, most of you have never really worked or been involved in business development or small business development, you're not going to be doing the project on a business, which is the way we used to do it. Instead, you're going to do it on something that you are already familiar with, a brand that you are already familiar with. Okay? Let's read the next paragraph so you can see what that is. It's a cutthroat professional world out there with less and less jobs each year to go around. For that reason, it is vitally important that you begin building your professional brand today. Thus, you will complete different tasks designed to help you develop your brand and establish an online professional presence. Although this project is designed to help you establish your brand, you will continue to work on this brand all throughout your studies here at CPUT. We want you and your professional brand to be ready for the real world once you leave us. So, when I'm referring to your professional brand, what am I referring to? Your image, sure. Let me ask you this. What is the name of your professional brand? No, that's not your professional brand. That's a business. That's a baking business. What is your professional brand called? What's my professional brand called? Mr. Dylan Cromer. That's my professional brand. It was given to me by my parents. They branded me from the beginning. Right? Now, I use that brand and I've developed that brand over the years. If you search for my name, you will find various things related to education and higher education and things I've done and projects I've done. So, my brand is very much connected to education. Okay? What is your brand going to be connected to? What is your brand going to be connected to? It's not going to necessarily be connected to marketing. And we'll discuss that in a little bit more detail a bit later. But you need to think about yourself as a brand. And you need to start building your brand today. You're busy adding skills and services to your brand. The current services that you're busy adding to your brand is what? Marketing services and skills. But you're going to add other things as you go along. Your brand doesn't stay stagnant, it grows. And one day, and hopefully already now, you're going to have to market your brand and promote your brand to the industry. With the hope that they will purchase you. Currently, my brand is working for CPUT. CPUT is purchasing the Dylan Cromer brand. Okay? The CPUT loves the Dylan Cromer brand. Right? Okay, and hopefully one day an organization will love your brand. Okay, and now there's one way that most people usually try to promote their brand, and that is with the use of a CV. But that's only one way to promote your brand. Today, you need to use multiple ways to promote your brand. A CV is not good enough, especially if you want to work in marketing. A CV is not good enough. So, we're going to help you establish your professional brand. And the idea is that you grow and develop your professional brand as you go along. And especially that you have an online presence that's devoted to your professional brand. Okay. Let's look at the timeline of this project. The first phase, phase A, is where you develop your career marketing plan. And that involves 3 steps: a career plan overview, a marketing strategy, and a marketing mix. Then phase B also involves 3 phases. You're going to set up your own personal professional blog, which is a type of website. Excuse me. You're going to be doing that this term, and then you're going to be working on your blog for the rest of your time at CPUT. You're going to be adding to it, building on it, writing to it, building your portfolio. So once you finish at CPUT, guess what? You've got this online presence that's already well known, hopefully, where a lot of your work's up there. It's like an online portfolio, which you will promote with your CV and the other things that you're doing. So you're going to set up your blog. We're going to use a platform called WordPress. There are many blogging platforms out there, but WordPress, currently, the WordPress system runs more than 30% of websites on the internet. Okay? It is a very well known and very widely used website platform. And therefore, I would like you to develop your blogs on WordPress so that you can learn the WordPress system. Because it's something that you can put on your CV. You can say, I know how to run a website using WordPress. It also means that once you get to most companies have WordPress blogs, you'll be able to run their blog. Okay? Also, WordPress is great because it's not simple like Wix. Wix is very easy. You just put up a few things, or Google Sites. And it's not also as complicated as coding your own website. It's kind of in between. You kind of learn a little bit of the technical aspects of website development, which is important as marketers going forward, because all marketing today is digital. You need to know how to use digital technologies to do marketing, and one of the key things is website management. Okay? But I'm going to teach you how to do that. So once you set up your blog using WordPress, you're going to put content up onto your blog, and then you're going to engage with your readers. You're going to get readers to come to your blog and engage with them, but I'll explain a bit more about that later. Okay, so let's first look at phase A, the career plan overview. This is like the introduction section to your career plan, marketing plan. It starts off with a professional vision. What's your vision for your life, for your professional career? What do you want to achieve with your life? This may change in the future, and that's okay, but what is it now? What do you want to achieve? Usually a vision is something that's like way out there. It's like shooting for the moon, you know. So it would be something big, like I want to be the marketing manager of, you know, ABSA. If you're into the finance side of things, you know, or whatever. Then you're going to look at your stakeholders. Your stakeholders are the people that have invested in your brand. Parents, friends, lecturers. Then you're going to create a description of your industry. Now, this is an industry that you are passionate about. Remember, marketing is a field of study. And it's also an industry, but marketing is not, you can't market marketing. Right? Marketing needs something else to work with. Marketing is a service industry. It helps other industries. Okay? So, yes, you might be studying marketing. That might be your skill set, but that's not necessarily the industry that you're going to work in. For example, when I first started
studying, the first industry that I worked in was the events industry. While I was studying, in my second and third year, I was studying marketing and I was involved in the events industry. I loved the events. I loved the events industry and I was enjoying it back then. Then I moved to the advertising industry and I was involved in creativity and campaigns and etc. Strategy. It was wonderful. So that's the industry I was involved in. Then I moved into the small business development industry. I worked with small businesses, helping them grow, and then eventually I moved into higher education. And in all of those, I used marketing. But I used different aspects of marketing to suit that industry. So your marketing degree or diploma is very helpful. It can help you in many other industries. But it might not be the only degree that you study. You might do something else in the future, and that's okay. You add to your brand as you go along. So, what industry are you passionate about at this point in time? What would you love to be involved with? Sales, okay. Well, sales of what? Cars. So you want to be in the car industry. Okay, great. Yeah? Any others?
Social media.
So, okay, so you love social media, online digital marketing, communications for any brand. It doesn't have to be, you have to say your brand, I'm just saying, in any industry. Would you like to do social media for the pharmaceutical industry? No. So for which industry would you love to do social media? Fashion. Right, and the beauty industry. So that's your industry that you would love to be involved with. Okay, yes, others? Music. Okay, great. Music, others? Why are you down like you don't have a passionate industry yet? Advertising, great. Guys, think about what it is you want to be involved with. Life is going to be very boring for you if you just are getting into marketing just so you can have a job. No, you want to pursue something. People love hiring people that are passionate. They can see passion. Do you know that I've never ever been for a job interview? Ever. Never. Not once. Why? Why would I be for a job interview? Because every time people find me and they're like, yes, you're passionate about this. Don't you want to come work for us? I'm serious. I'm what? What's that? I'm not lying. I'm serious. I'm really not lying. I've never been for a job interview. So listen, but why? Because people love passion. Employers love passion. When you're passionate about something, they don't mind if you don't know exactly how to do everything in that industry. Because they know you will learn. Why? Because they're passionate about it. So find what you're passionate about and use your marketing skills to get into that. You might not be passionate about marketing, and that's okay. But marketing skills are going to be very helpful in whatever you are passionate about. So think about it. Think carefully about what you're passionate about and what you'd like to be involved in. Okay? Great. Okay, and then you're going to do various other things connected to the career plan overview. And eventually you're going to create segmenting. You're going to segment your markets. You're going to target your markets and you're going to position. Now, who are your markets? Who's the customer that you're going to who's the customers that you're going to hopefully be selling your brand to? Who are the customers? Huh? Okay, in his case it would be record labels. So it would be organizations that are working in your industry. They would want to hire you. They would be your potential customers and you're going to segment those customers into different segments. And you're going to create a positioning strategy. And then lastly, you're going to create a little bit of a marketing mix and a positioning strategy. You're going to go through the positioning process and develop a mini marketing mix strategy. Okay, so that is your career marketing plan. Okay? Technically, you need to use a template that I've given. I've provided and created a template that you will use. It's in it, I'll show you later. It's got
an explanation of what to write in a section, and then it's got an example of how it needs to look. Okay? And you need to follow that template. I had so many students last year who just didn't follow my template. I don't understand why. So they lost marks for no reason. Okay. Then phase B, the blog. So before you can begin blogging, you need to set up your blog online. And as I said, we're going to use WordPress to do that. What is a blog? It's a website. A blog is a website, okay? But it's focused on content production. A blog has new stuff on it every week. Whereas a website is usually static. It doesn't have anything changing on it very often. Okay? Usually what happens is people subscribe to your blog via email, and then every time that you produce new content, they get an email which says, there's something new on the blog, go check it out. Then they comment and there's interaction. So what you're going to do is you're going to set up a blog and you're going to produce content for your readers, and your blog will basically be like your online portfolio, okay, of all the work that you have done. But your blog is going to be geared towards the industry that you're passionate about. So if you're passionate about music, guess what? You're going to write blog posts about marketing and music. Okay? If you're passionate about fashion or the beauty industry, you're going to be writing about marketing, social media, and beauty. Okay? If you love sports, you're going to go to a sports event, you're going to take photos, you're going to write about the event on your blog, and you're going to maybe talk a little bit about the sponsorship that was happening at the event, because that's marketing related. So what you want to do is you want to combine marketing and your passionate industry into one, so that you become a go-to person when it comes to marketing in that industry. Where people get to know you as, wow, you should read that guy or that girl's stuff. And even the industry is like, check all this person's connections in this industry. Check what this person has been writing about. This person is the type of person that we want to hire. Okay? Because you've branded yourself specifically as a marketing person in that industry. Okay? You're learning how to use your own voice. This is a big, big thing in marketing, is learning how to use your own voice. Not copying what other people have said. Learning how to write. Learning how to express yourself, your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own opinions. It's fundamental. It's so important, and blogging is going to hopefully teach you how to do that. As you read more people's blogs, and as you gain your own confidence to write. And I realize English is many of yours, not your first language, but that's okay. And that's okay. But listen, I'm sorry that this is the reality, but this is the reality. We have a very Eurocentric business world. We do. Our business world is Eurocentric. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is that way. And the Eurocentric language is English. Okay? Sure, listen here, if you want to work as a marketer in an Afrocentric environment, that's fine. Because in especially other countries, they often will also use the native languages to engage. Or if you want to go to an area where mostly native languages are used, that's also fine, but then your marketing or your approach to business is going to be maybe a little bit different. But if you want to work in this Eurocentric industry, in the marketing industry, you're going to have to grow in English. And the best way to do that is by writing. Because in order to write, you need to read. And you need to engage, you need to think. And it's not just copying and pasting stuff so that Mr. Cromo can see, oh, cool, you know about marketing. No, this is for the readers out there. They're going to see, listen here, you're copying other people's work. What's your opinion? What's your voice? What do you think? Okay? That's going to teach you to grow and become confident in English and in using your own voice. So that's one of the ideas with this blog. And it's not just a blog that you're going to use now. You're going to use it now, next year, third year, fourth year, etc. All the lecturers are going to be using your blog to give you projects. Okay? We're setting up the blog in marketing, but all the other lecturers are going to give you projects and different things to do on your blog. And give you marks for the things that you do on your blog.
And hopefully also you will realize that you need to add to your blog because it's going to you're investing in yourself. Okay, now, the second part, of course, is to add content to the blog. Oh, before we get there, sorry, I didn't even talk about that. So, step 1, set up the blog. Okay, so you're going to use 9 videos. There are 9 videos that I've created. It's at that website, but it's also on Blackboard and on YouTube, which you will use to set up your blog. It's a very simple tutorials where I show you step by step. You click here, you write in this, you do this, you just follow the videos and you can set up your blog, and you'll know how all the different aspects or many of the aspects of the blog works. Once you've set up the blog, you're going to add content to it. You're going to put on an about page, a contact page, other pages. You're going to put on completed projects. So you're going to have a portfolio section where you put up work that you've already done this year. So you'll put up your career plan. You'll put up your essay from English. Whatever you want to do, you put up there as portfolio elements. Okay? So that going further, people who want to employ you can come and check, wow, check this person's work. Check what they can do. Right? I want to hire them. Look at all the variety of work they do. Okay? And then usually you want to put up about 1 blog post per week on your blog. But for this project, we're only going to do 2 key blog posts on 2 specific topics. And then lastly, you promote your blog to readers. You need to get people to come, subscribe to your blog, and comment. And then you need to respond to their comments, and you're going to get marks for that. Right, so now, let's quickly look at the career plan rubric. What are you going to get marked on for? How do these rubrics work? The rubrics are very simple. They tell you exactly what you need to know, exactly what you need to have in each section. So, for some reason this one is not working, but you'll notice here with the blog rubric, you will notice here that the first section is good, 8 to 10. So that category tells you what you need to do in order to get between 80 and 100% for that section. Fair tells you what it's going to look like if you're going to get between 40 and 70% for that section, and then poor between 0 and 30%. So with each one of these, I will look and I'll see, okay, if it's 5 marks for like design assets, I will say, okay, was there good use of color, images and fonts all over the blog? Was the fonts uniform? And then if it's not, I'll give you, if it is, I'll give you between 8 and 10 marks. Not 8 and 10, sorry, 5. It's between 4 and 5. And so on. So you need to focus on this left column to know what to do in order to get top marks for each section. So, let's quickly first look at the career plan rubric. So obviously language and appearance is important. Your executive summary is very important. I'm going to state this again. Where is an executive summary situated in a document? At the beginning. When do you write the executive summary? When? Only once you've finished the whole document do you write your executive summary. Why? Because it's highlights. You need to actually take literal highlights out of the document and put it in your executive summary. Okay? There's going to be a table of contents which I've already created. You just have to change, it's in the template, you just have to change the page numbers. And then it gives you the marks for each section and what's required in each section. And it goes into much detail. Please use your rubric to evaluate your project and see if it conforms to everything that's required. I had so many students who made stupid mistakes, who just left whole sections out. Didn't change the table of contents page numbers. You lose 5 marks there, boom, just like that. Right? 5% gone. Just because you didn't put in page numbers. Okay, so what is this supposed to teach you? What is this designed to teach you? You might not have this in your other subject, I don't know, but in my subject, I'm teaching you something very specific with this. And what is that? Attention to detail. As a professional person, you must know how to follow instructions and pay attention to detail. If you can't, stay at university. Because in the business world, attention to detail is very important. You need to follow instructions and do what is required of you. And follow the steps. Okay, so that's what the rubric is there for, to teach you what are the steps that you need to follow. Okay, and then as I said, the blog rubric is going to include things like design, assets, the about page, additional pages like your portfolio page, your contact page, your blog posts and articles, information, and your writing style, links to social media, your 2 major blog posts that I told you about, and of course, interacting on your own blog and commenting on other people's blogs. You're going to get marks for that. And not just, hey, that was a cool post, question mark or exclamation mark, smiley face. That's not a comment. That's maybe something you can put on Facebook or Instagram. But when it comes to your professional career, you want to brand yourself as someone who gives insightful and valuable comments. Right? That's how you want to brand yourself, isn't it? So that if someone's on someone else's blog and they see your comment, they're like, wow, this guy's sharp. I want to go check out his blog to see what he's writing about. Does that make sense? Wow, this person has such great insights. Wow, this person thinks so thoroughly and conceptually and critically and strategically. That's what you want to brand yourself as. So that's how you're going to begin to write in your own blog, and especially when you comment on other people's blogs. Okay? So you're going to think through your comments, and they're going to not just be one line, they're going to probably be a paragraph at least. Because that's what you need to give something insightful. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at the template, just briefly. You will notice that there is a template, it's a Word document. You don't have the template printed. What you have printed is a completed example. So I've literally made a completed example, which you can use to compare yours with. Does my one look similar to the completed example? Now obviously, my example is based on my industry, which is higher education. So it's going to be very different to yours in that way. Okay? None of you may choose higher education, just telling you. If you choose higher education, I'll give you 0. Okay, simple as that. Why? Because that's my industry. Choose a different one. Be passionate about something else. You want to be like me? You can be like me later. Right, so listen carefully. You cannot copy my work. Okay? You need to do your own stuff. Mine is just there to show you what it looks like when you've done it correctly. Okay? So you have a front page, and this is actually the front page. This is the assignment template that is used by the university. So all your assignments that you hand in should actually have this exact front page. If they're not having this exact front page, they're not conforming to university standards. So you can keep this going forward and make sure that all your projects look like this. The same, not just this, but the numbering structure, the font, the size of the font, all of it is exactly the way it's supposed to be at CPUT. I don't know if your other lecturers have taught you that yet, or if their projects are conforming to this structure. But this is how it needs to look. Okay? The declaration. Okay, this is an individual assignment. No groups. This is an individual assignment. You do it yourself. Okay? I don't give group projects because only one person works in the whole group and the others get nice marks for doing nothing. Also, for me, that's not the major problem that the one person only works. For me, the major problem is that I'm here for learning. Each person needs to learn, and so
and gain knowledge, right? So this is going to help each person do that, hopefully. Okay, so then there's the executive summary. What you'll notice with all of the template is that there's the explanation of the section. What is required in the section, and then an example. Okay? So what you do is you delete the explanation, and you delete the example, and then you write your own. Okay? For all of them. The same here. Okay, table of contents, you'll change the numbering. Same with the introduction section. You delete the explanation, you delete the example, and you write your own your own. And you probably will recognize this from where? Where would you recognize this from? Personal selling. So you take what you've done in personal selling and you pop it in here. Okay, so I'm not going to go through this in too much detail because I have videos on Blackboard where I literally go through every aspect of the template in detail. And if you struggle, you can go there and watch the videos. Okay. Now, are there any questions? Let me say this. How do you feel about this assignment, this project? Excited? It is a lot, and you don't have much time to do it. So, okay, so listen up. This is how it's going to work in terms of due dates and etc. Today is the 14th. Next week, Wednesday. What's Wednesday's day? Okay, so listen up. We're first going to do phase A, and then we're going to do phase B. But if you want to start working on your blog, you can. Okay? We're going to first, in class, we're going to do phase A first and then phase B, but you can start working on your blog if you want to. Right. So, because the videos are all there already. So step 1, you need to bring step 1 completed by Wednesday next week in class. Okay? Listen carefully. Then, in class, I will check each person's work to make sure that they've completed it. You'll get marks for that. And then, I'm going to go through, we're going to go through different people's work together so that you can see, so that you can learn from the mistakes other people are making, and so that I don't have to explain myself over and over and over again, because a lot of the mistakes are going to be the same. Okay? Now, listen carefully. Only if you come to that combined consultation session in class will you be eligible for coming to me privately for consultation. If you don't come to the group consultation in class, don't even try and make an appointment with me for private consultation. I won't see you. Okay? Are we clear on that? So, step 1 needs to be complete. I will only be looking at step 1 on the Wednesday the 19th. Only then. In class. Okay? Right. Then, Wednesday the 26th. Step 2 and 3 done. In class, again, you bring step 2 and 3. We look at step 2 and 3 together. Then, Monday, the 1st. And then your completed projects. That's 2 weeks that you have to complete it. Now the first section, phase 1. Then, Wednesday, the 3rd. You need to have your blog set up by Wednesday the 3rd. Doesn't take long. You just need to sit behind the computer, follow those steps, and it's done. Okay, Wednesday the 3rd, blog set up, complete. And then on Wednesday, what we will do, is we will look at different people's blogs, and I'll give you some tips and the same consultation again. Okay. Then the following week, after that, we will do a special session. Someone's going to come in and do a special workshop with you, which is going to help you gain material to write one of your blog posts about which is called Understanding South African Consumers as People. Understanding South African Consumers as People. So we're going to learn to understand people in a new way, and then you're going to write about that on your blog. Okay? And then the other major post that you're going to do is on your industry. Okay, so your industry that you love and that you're passionate about, but from a marketing perspective, you're going to write a blog post on that. Now, your average blog post length, a short blog post is about 400 words. A average size blog post is 800 to 1,500 words, and a long blog post is like 2,000, 3,000 words. So I'm going to require that all your blog posts are like 800 to 1,500 words. Let's say about 1,000 words average. Okay, and then that following week is the last week of class. So you will need to finish up your blog with all the different elements. You're going to need to get people commenting, and it's all going to kind of happen at the same time. If you know what I mean? Because you're going to post your blog and you're going to send it out. So then what you're going to do is you're going to send out your blog post to the class. We're going to circulate all the blogs, and you're going to go and comment on people's blogs, and they're going to respond to you. And you can also obviously promote your blog with your family and your friends on Facebook and everywhere. Okay, and then I'll have there'll be a specific date by which you need to have everything done on your blog. And then once that date hits, I will then mark your blog. Okay. Yes.
So you take how many subscribers you have?
No. No. You are. This term, you'll be writing a test, but it will be like a special test. Like a backup test, yes. So it's a test that I will use hopefully if it's higher than one of the other marks, I will replace it with that mark. But at this rate, I'm not sure if it will be higher, because the test you guys got extremely bad marks for. You get your marks on Monday, and it won't just be your test marks, it will be your marks so far. Make sure that you are here. I'll only give them in class. Are there any questions about the project? Why are you looking so nervous? So Monday, listen carefully. So Monday we're going to be we're going to look at your marks. Make sure you're here. Thank you.